very much, and thank you very much for sticking around right now over here. I know it's a long, long day. We are at the end of 3 days of Future Hospitality Summit, but I'm glad to see as well a couple of my friends as well over here, Dr. Ibrahim, for example, some of my colleagues as well, so that's great. The reason why I took that one with me right now here on stage, I just wanted to ask you right now to reflect as part of the presentation right now of where do we stand right now from a Red Sea Global perspective, okay? So are we actually doing something in a sustainable way, do we something in a net positive way, or are we potentially as well already in a regenerative way? Great. Luckily, Katie gave me a little bit more time right now, so we have a few more minutes. So let me just introduce you a little bit to Red Sea Global, who has not heard about us. Red Sea Global, we are an integrated development company. We are developing currently 2 massive destinations at the Red Sea. One is, which is called the Red Sea, which is approximately halfway between Jeddah and Neom. And then we have a second destination which we are currently developing, which is called Amala. Our aim is that these destinations will be the most ambitious tourism and hospitality developments, focusing on the Vision 2030 here in Saudi Arabia, and we're looking forward to setting new standards in regenerative development. The development looks like, at the moment, that at the Red Sea, we are looking forward to develop up to 50 hotels, resorts at the end. In Amala, we are looking forward to have 30 resorts. We have a couple of resorts currently already operational, like Six Senses, Ritz-Carlton, Nujuma, Jabara, which are our own operated hotel, same like Desert Rock. And as well Amala, we have a couple of hotels opening this year. There's one of our signature islands, which is called Shura Island, on the Red Sea development. You can see quite a lot of nameful hotel brands, everything high luxury hotel brands. And that will be a very big challenge because we're now talking about 11 different hotel brands, not 11 different operators, but a lot of different operators. And from us, from a developing perspective, but as well from our owner perspective, how do we treat them all in the same way? Yeah? So you have to think about it right now, 11 children, you have to treat them all in the same way. For Amala, as well, just some developments over there. We are working with some really, really new concepts as well to bring to Saudi Arabia, like Clinique La Prairie, but as well some which have not been in Saudi Arabia before. On top, we are as well developing our Marine Life Institute, which is called Corallium, to drive even research in the Red Sea. So for us, sustainability and regeneration, that are the key as well which drives our development. Both projects will set new standards for sustainable development, pioneering a new partnership between luxury tourism, the natural environment, and socio-economic development. Hopefully as well to achieve a better tomorrow. How does it work? Everything starts with a very, very solid sustainability strategy and framework. You can look that up. You can just type in Google RSG Sustainability Report. You will find the latest one from 2023. You can have a look as well for the 2022 one. I don't want to go into detail right now because I don't have the time. But what we have done, we have actually set ourselves 3 strategic pillars, then divided it into 10 material topics, and then we have 30 subtopics as well, which drives us of how we operate, how we develop everything on a day-to-day basis. We have set ourselves carrying capacity, something Katie was talking about already. So our carrying capacity for the Red Sea will be 1 million visitors per year. Amala will be 500,000 visitors. And at Red Sea as well, we are only developing 22 out of the 90 islands which are in the archipelago. At the Amala site, we are as well only developing 5% of the whole landscape. So that gives us as well an indication of how much protection we are as well anticipating. Our assets truly coexist with the natural environment. You see on the right side you have Six Senses. I'm very pleased that that was already part as well of Katie's presentation. On the left side, you will see desert rock actually right now. The good thing is you don't see much because the buildings are so much integrated, for example, at desert rock, into the whole environment, which just is stunning as well when you go there. All our development is following LEED certification. So we are really going for the highest level which you can do, LEED Platinum. So the master plan has been followed according to LEED Platinum. All our hotels, all our resorts are as well following LEED Platinum and are on track to achieve as well the LEED Platinum certification for design and build. Okay? But we are as well focusing on the LEED certification for operation. On top of that, you can say right now, yeah, it's great that you have all the establishments, you have the right setup, but if you don't operate them in the right way, you're losing again opportunities, let's say like that. So that's why as well we have mandated actually that all the properties within our destination need to have a third-party certification system as well in place. We do not tell them what they have to do. Unless it needs to be internationally recognized, but we do not dictate them, or you need to go for GSTC, or you need to go for Green Key, or for Green Globe, or anything like that. But what's very important for us, why we do that, okay, that's a big part right now, is to showcase as well to the outside world that we truly deliver, okay, and we are not just talking the talk, but we are as well walking the talk. Just as few initiatives which we have as well established in the Red Sea, free of single-use plastic, which is an initiative currently ongoing for guest-facing activities, everything which is guest-facing. We are working as well on the back of house to eliminate single-use plastic over there, and as well a zero waste to landfill mandate, which we are looking forward to achieve, or which we are achieving with our integrated waste management facility, which we have directly on site. The good thing is with the Red Sea that we do everything more or less ourselves. Okay, so we have developed a whole city ourselves. We have waste management facility over there. We have upcoming health and medical facilities. We have school. We have fire rescue services. We have security. So we have been very, very lucky to develop everything in a very, very blank canvas. And that gives us the opportunity as well to be a little bit more forward-thinking than being constrained with existing infrastructures, etc. Both destinations are powered 100% by renewable energy. We have in total 5 solar farms with a total, as you can see, of 760,000 solar panels, to the point that, for example, the right one, which you see, the round one, is actually a solar farm which is on the island next to Shibara development. Our commitment to clean mobility. With that as well, all our electric fleet, which is guest-facing, for example, is all the fleet is electric. Let's say it like that. We have currently the biggest EV charging network in Saudi Arabia. We have electric buses, for example, which we are using for transportation. We are using biofuel currently as well for our logistics fleet. And we are as well having our seaplanes, which are fueled with sustainable aviation fuel. Something where we are very proud of is our landscaping nursery. So that's where we are coming right now into this kind of part, how to regenerate. Okay? So our landscaping nursery is currently, we are developing, we are expanding, but it's currently 1 million square meters big, and as well at the end we are looking forward to plant 30 million plants in the destination. At some point we want to even expand, and we want to even then drive this kind of development further in Saudi Arabia and to green Saudi Arabia even further. At the moment we are restricting it to our areas. We have developed wetlands which is treating our sewage water. So again, we are a city, so we are generating as well sewage, of course. So we are treating currently 8,000 cubic meter of water on a daily basis, which then the water is treated naturally. So we are using very, very minimal mechanical treatment systems. So the water is filtered, then goes to the wetlands, and in the wetlands it's then filtered naturally with the plants which are planted over there. After that filtration system, then we are using the water again for the nursery, but as well for the wider landscaping. So that's of course on one side, okay, you're just treating the water, but on the other side we have created a complete new bio system over there. Okay, we have created a complete new biosphere over there. We see right now a lot of new insects, for example, in that region. We have right now migratory birds who are stopping over there before they continue further either north or south. So with that actually, we create a completely new ecosystem in the middle of the desert. Okay? And on the other side as well, we have created a carbon sink. Okay? So we are using it as well even for carbon sequestration, to the point, at some point we are looking into maybe even having offsetting schemes with the greenery which we are generating. Another thing is our mangrove nursery. So as we are at the coastline, we have heavily invested as well into regeneration of our mangroves. And that is as well one of our main goals. As Red Global, we are focusing on a 30% net conservation benefit. What do we mean with that? Construction always has negative impact, okay? So every time when you go somewhere, you will have, or when you build something, you have a negative impact. What we have done before we have constructed anything, before we even have identified the areas of where we want to construct, for example, the 22 islands which I showed before, we have done extensive surveys over there to identify, okay, so what is the biodiversity at the moment? How many shrubs do we have, for example? How many animals or anything like that do we have over there? With that kind of baseline, then we know, okay, so what is the negative impact right now the construction has? And then we have committed ourselves to a 30% net positive gain. So first of all, we need to replace everything which we have taken, which we have destroyed, and then we build 30% on top. Okay? So to put it in numbers, if we have taken, for example, 100 mangrove trees before, we need to plant 100 first, and then we need to put 30 on top. Okay? Currently, we have already transplanted more than 2 million mangrove trees, and our aim is at the end to plant 30 million mangrove trees in the destination and as well in the wider area. Again, as well to drive the point of carbon sequestration and to at some point as well to use it, for example, for carbon offsetting. I'll just jump that one right now. Another one, coral conservation. So we at the Red Sea, Katie has praised us as well already to visit us for diving and to see the corals over there. But a big part is as well how do we regenerate that, okay? And how do we drive as well coral restoration? Not only to keep them alive, let's say it like that, but as well how can we grow that? To the point that in the Red Sea we are actually very, very thankful about the situation where we are right now. The Red Sea has always been very closed to other areas. The Red Sea is very unique from a salinity level, but as well from a temperature level. So that means actually the corals which are in the Red Sea are very much adapted already to climate change. So we are trying to enhance that even more, okay? To the point that we have already other countries like Australia talking to us of how to have a look, how to have a collaboration of potentially exporting corals from the Red Sea to the Great Barrier Reef and to revitalize over there with the corals which are adapted to the warm water. Okay, so these are the kind of things that we are not only looking into restricting our work right now at the Red Sea, but as well how can we elevate it. Other conservation efforts are related to endangered species, for example the sooty falcons, so you see some chicks over there, but as well one of our big driver is turtles. Okay, so that's as well one of our signature signages over here within the Red Sea, so turtle conservation is key for us. On one side the green turtles, but as well on the other side the vulnerable hotspot turtles. I've just put a picture right now on the right side. You see a turtle nest right now, and that is just, the picture is just 3 days old. Okay, so we just have a couple of new turtle nests right now on one of our islands, on Baeuerle Island. And if you want to see the magic unfolding, book your stay in the next 60 days over there, and then you can be actually live to see how the turtles are nesting. Aside of that, we do a lot of other environmental preservation when it comes to marine environment. We have deployed a lot of data collection tools, for example, in the water. We have water buoys, which are 24/7 measuring any kind of turbidity, marine salinity level, any kind of chemical levels, even oxygen level in the water, to see does our operation has any kind of negative impact on the environment. Yeah, because we need to know as well, is there any kind of thing happening in the future? And the right one as well is that we are focusing on dark skies. Okay, so that's as well something for us really important. We are trying, or we are focusing on having the whole destination dark sky certified, because there is actually as well a big tourism related to nocturnal life, and we want to preserve on the on-site nocturnal life, but as well to drive tourism to come, for example, to the area and to see the Milky Way, to see the stars in a way you have never seen it before. Another thing is now we are touching more the social part. Okay, at all time I'm talking about the environment, a lot of environmental things right now. Let's go a little bit and have a look into the social aspect as well. Cultural preservation for us is really important. We have, over the last years, due to technology and so on, as well in the region where we are, we have lost, that's just the right word. So let me, here we go. So we have lost as well the ability of the local fishermen, for example, to build these kind of traditional dhow fishing boats. So we have, last year, we have revitalized that. So there are 12 of these traditional dhow boats which have been restorated. There was one person, one elderly gentleman who was able, or who still know that kind of skills of how to build these kind of things. To the point that this skill is now even registered with UNESCO, okay, to revitalize this kind of boat building skills. Socioeconomic benefits. As we have been moving into a destination where there was nothing before. Okay, so we have a few villages, north and south, Ulmuch and Al-Waj, and further a little bit in Amala, we have Dubai. And what we want to do is we want to generate jobs. Okay, so the plan is at the end, at the Red Sea, to have 70,000 jobs, and Amala 50,000 jobs. What do we mean with these numbers? We mean direct, indirect, and induced. Somebody know what we mean with induced jobs? Have you heard about that before? No? Alright, let me quickly explain it. So direct are people who are directly employed with you. Indirect is literally down the supply chain, so anybody who's working together with you. At the end, then what is induced? So induced is, for example, the employees that you have hired, that they are then spending the money as well in the area where they're living, and so on and so on and so on. So with that, we want to elevate as well the social economic value in the destination. At the end as well, with the construction, we have a very high GDP contribution, and then at the end as well, the hospitality will hopefully have as well a GDP contribution to the country. How do we do that? We have developed an app which is called Jiwa. So that's a two-way communication tool with the community at the moment. So on that app we have, as you can see, 30,000 members at the moment, and through that application we on one side publish job postings. We are looking for suppliers, for example, through the application, handicraft, musicians, anything which is important as well for us to drive this kind of social economic value. But as well even English classes, okay? Because again, we are looking forward to have an international tourism destination to drive economic value. And at the end as well, we have created what we are calling Tamala, which is the Red Sea Farmers Corporation. So we are looking forward to cooperate with 3,000 local farmers to produce everything directly on site. More or less this kind of last mile production, okay? So we are looking forward to have the whole food production which we need at some point in the destination to have that all locally produced. And to the point, at some point, then when we have overspill, to that then as well, even transporting it back, for example, to Jeddah, and to as well have the economy driving over there. Another very, very vital point is our centralized purchasing and consolidation center. Okay, so literally our purchasing goes all through one point. Everything is consolidated over there, and then it will be repacked, for example, so that you do not have 10 trucks going to one island or to one resort and delivering different items on a daily basis over there. Everything goes into one center, gets repacked, gets even unboxed so that we do not have all the waste on the island, and then goes with one truck, everything to one destination. So at this stage as well, you're reducing the environmental impact, but as well you're reducing any kind of congestion on the roads, etc. One more thing, training and capacity building. Okay, so that is one of the key criteria as well here for us in Saudi Arabia, is to use local talent. Okay, and to do that, we are training them. We have in total right now 16 educational programs. We are working with 4 different education bodies, universities in the whole of Saudi Arabia. We have trained already close to 2,000 students, and all of them, they have guaranteed work when they have been going through that program. Not only in the hospitality industry, but even then, as I said, supply chain, for example. We have our own airport operation, for example. Security, marine security, fire rescue, for example. So again, we're developing a whole city, a whole ecosystem right now, and we need people as well to do that. Last but not least as well over here, accessibility. One of our key aspects as well. We're looking forward that the whole destination will be fully accessible, as well from an employment perspective, and then as well from a guest experience perspective. All of that does not work if you do not have a bright vision. Okay? And all of that does not work if you have great leadership. And that's as well a little bit of the wrap up what was right now the last thing which we heard over here. Okay? So if you do not have the right leadership, if you do not have the right commitment, if you do not have the right vision, you will not be able to achieve the goals you want to achieve. And thankfully, I have to say, within Red Sea Global, we have that leadership to drive us on a daily basis, to be innovators, and to drive value for people and planet. Thank you.